Ask yourself 3 questions. What are your goals going to be this league? What are you going to use to achieve those goals? And what build will you be playing? A lot of softcore players have the goal of making enough money to purchase chase items like Headhunter or Mageblood, while a few have the goal of creating a build good enough to take down all 7 Uber bosses. Some people just want to experience the new skills and the new league mechanics, chill out with the boys and have some fun killing monsters and picking up loot. But what do you want out of this league? Let's say you've decided your goal is to obtain a Headhunter. What are you going to do to achieve that goal this league? The build doesn't matter, in my opinion, as much as your plan within reason. So make sure you have a solid plan. You could farm Expedition in maps or logbooks. Farming Heist, never mind. You could do whatever Grimrow tells you on day 2, but make sure you have something and a backup plan in case that fails. Now, you also need a build suited for your goals. In this case, farming currency for Headhunter. You need something you won't burn out on, is fun to play, and can blast maps fairly fast. You could go with something like Lightning Strike, Poison Concoction, Corrupting Fever, Bone Shatter, hell, even a new skill. It's not like they would be bad, right? No matter what you choose, make sure you subscribe, okay? I'm dying of cringe. Since your plan is grinding currency in maps with the goal of obtaining a Headhunter, it doesn't matter what build you choose within reason, so long as you get one from a reputable content creator. All you need is a build that can farm some Expedition. You're going to be buying scarabs or you're going to be doing logbooks. It's not a very build intensive activity. What matters more than what build you choose is that you're choosing a build that you're comfortable with, which is way more important than how fast you level. Focus on understanding your build, maybe even making it in standard. Dig around in some maps for a little bit. And if you don't want to gear the character out, I get it, we're getting close to league start. You could do something like trying to recreate your build and path of building without looking at it. You could do some dorky stuff like that, right? See if you can remember the most important aspects of your build, add anything you missed, but more important than anything I've said so far is that you choose to stick with your build. Please invest in your build. Unless you're playing some build that gives you RSI or you choose one of the awful new skills, keep investing until your build is comfortable. Even if your goal is Headhunter, which might be 70 plus exalts, don't stop your investment at 1 to 5 exalts on your league starter. Keep going and you're going to have way more fun. You're going to make money so much quicker, and in the end, you'll have a build worth putting Headhunter on. You see here, fast as fuck, they're making a bunch of builds that are 1 exalt. This is awful. Every single one of these builds is bad. They're not telling you how to progress the character. They're not giving you a guideline for how to upgrade, past this gear to get to a point where the build would actually be comfortable and cover all the weaknesses of these builds. And this is the issue here, is I think a lot of people in softcore kind of play it something like this, and they say, I have 1 to 5 exalts, right? You will play your league starter. You'll get all the way to maps. You might get to yellows, you might get to reds, and you'll drop some money and you'll hoard it. You'll keep it in your stash tab and you'll never spend it. Stop doing that, okay? Stop being afraid to invest into your builds. All right, promise me. I used to be the same way. I used to have 10C boots max, all right? It was bad. You need to invest, all right? Buy some sick gloves and your build is going to start to feel better, right? Invest into Eldritch Implicits as well, right? When you get a really solid piece, now you can take it a step further. Get some dope Eldritch Implicits. Buy an enchanted helmet, craft on that base, then Eldritch influence it, right? Invest into your characters and your gameplay is going to feel better. You're going to have so much more fun and you're going to be a better player overall because you're going to be playing a better build overall. Don't just get your first exalt drop, do some chaos recipe, buy some X, get a lucky drop, and then you have 5X in the bank and you're like, okay, well, my build kind of sucks. Let me go to YouTube and look up some 5 exalt build. Please don't do that. It's not going to be worth your time to roll into another character versus just investing into whatever you're playing within reason, unless you got super jebaited by some new skill, okay? But let's say your guild is going to be downing all 7 Uber bosses. Well, now your build's a little more important. Your character is going to have to be strong enough. You got to have enough money or patience to obtain all the fragments and all the sets. But most importantly, you're going to have to be okay with bricking all your fights, right? You suck. You got to own it. You suck at Uber fights. You're not good, but you're not supposed to be good at them, right? When you encounter, right, everybody here, I'm sure you played Elden Ring. Maybe you played another Souls game. Maybe you played something else that has a boss. World of Warcraft, all right, Doc Leave. Maybe you've played any other game where there's a boss and it sucks and you don't know him. That's PoE too, dude, okay? You're not supposed to go into Maven and one-shot it right away. You're not some god gamer, all right? You're gonna suck at Maven. All the Uber bosses, if you've never done them, you're gonna suck. You're just gonna blow. It's gonna be just chunks, okay? It's gonna be bad, all right? You need to get over that. You gotta cope, all right? You need to just internalize that, like, okay, I suck, that's okay. And you need to go in ready to learn, right? Know that you're probably gonna fail your first few sets, but also that you can make it a learning experience. It doesn't have to be this desk pop, you know, slamming experience where you're getting really upset. It's like, oh, it's so bullshit, man. Cyrus is like teleporting off the screen and I'm getting so mad and he's just die-beaming me and I don't know what to do, right? Don't do that, bro. Just keep your eyes open, try to notice some things, right? Every boss in this game is pretty fair. Cyrus and Maven are really fair fights. You just need to be comfortable with what moves they're doing, right? And just like you did in Elden Ring, you're gonna learn every move. Oh, he's pulling back. Oh, that means he's gonna do this move, right? Oh, he's jumped into the air. That means I need to time a roll for when he slams into the ground. The same thing's gonna be happening in Cyrus, right? Oh, this is the meteor phase. Well, I need to look for the glowing beams in the meteors. Oh, this is Maven's Cascade of Pain. I need to either have my defenses high enough where I can eat that and proc my Molten Shell, or I'm gonna have to step away and do, you know, just a clean one single movement in one direction for normal Maven, right? A lot of this stuff is not as tricky as you make it out to be. It's just a lack of experience. So get enough money where you could just sack 5 sets away, right? If that is your goal. That's what you need it for. Figure out all the moves, make it a learning experience, right? And this is why your build is gonna matter a lot more and why it's important that you invest in your builds, depending on what build you choose, right? Depending on one of the 2 factors. Most bossing builds in softcore are just gonna be glass cannon. You have no defense and you've got only damage, right? You need a lot more money into that build for you to be able to complete all the Ubers. You're not going to take a 10x build and one-shot all the Uber pinnacle bosses. Probably not, barring some crazy circumstances, okay? But you can very easily get through all the bosses if that's what your goal is, by putting enough money into that build and then one-shotting everything, right? But if your goal is to just complete the Ubers on a tankier budget, you kind of want to learn the moves, then you're going to have to become very familiar with your build, and your build's going to have to be good enough on the defensive aspect, right? More important than that, you are going to be good enough on the skill aspect, because the Ubers can be done on a fairly tanky build with not too much damage, so long as the player skill is there, right? And that's what's important about part 2 with that build, where you're not just a glass cannon. You need to be comfortable. You need to be good. You need to have geared your mind out enough to be able to do the Ubers. But no matter what your goals are, make sure you have a plan in place for what build you're playing, what your first purchases should be, and how to scale it properly. Lucky for you, this is all done on Maxroll. Where you're gonna have a full leveling guide created by Killer, full build progression for your build guide created by trusted content creators, and money making guides by Grimra. Wow, look at that, we've got it all. If you didn't know already, I've been on the Maxroll team for a little bit now. I'm there as a build creator. My builds, my POBs, and everything else will still be all on YouTube, but if you're looking for an extra or alternative way to digest POE guides, whether it's money making, build guides, and everything in between, go ahead and check out Maxroll. We'll be launching this before the Path of Exile League starts. No matter what you need, we've got it from new players to experienced players. It'll be there for everyone. Imagine this site is like the forums with way more tools. We have a certification on all of our guides. We're all trusted creators. We're all looking over each other's guides and making sure we're not trolling or doing anything. We're talking with each other every week to make sure everything's on the up and up. And we're putting so much work into this website. So I really hope you guys check it out. If you want to, you can check out the Lost Ark, the D3 guides. Some of you may already be familiar with them if you played D2 or D3, but they're branching out into PoE this league, and I'm very excited. All right, anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.